like forgiving somebody, but they always come back and like not something.
Oh, you mean repeat offenders?
The same thing, not really like they remind you of what they did that hurt you so much, but they remind you all the time.
That's strange, because normally the offended person is the one who is reminding. What you're saying is the offender is the one reminding the offended. Why would a normal person do that?
They're feeling guilty still.
I have no idea.
I'm
thinking maybe, because that has happened to me. When somebody hurt me and I knew I hurt that person back, but I kind of forgive her for what she did. And I asked for forgiveness.
Yes.
But because we see each other all the time, she does things that are constantly reminding me, and like, okay, how do I deal with this? It's hard on a daily basis.
Pray for the person. Pray.
And I've tried. I even gave her notes that we have here, and she has no religion whatsoever, but now she's becoming, I think, an Adventist.
Oh, what?
Adventist?
Oh.
Something like that.
Seventh-day.
Yeah. Oh,
Just pray for the person. You can always pray for the person. Okay. That's one of the obstacles. Personality conflicts also.
Oh, please.
That's another obstacle. And sometimes communications. Even here in the class, I can say something, and that I mean one thing, and it reaches you with another meaning. That can happen.
That can work a lot.
That can happen. So that's another obstacle. But again, in God's grace, He knows what is best.
Well, no one asked for forgiveness. Let's say something like you just said, and the argument happened, and then they walked away, but no one said sorry. And so, in my heart, like it happened to me, my heart, I'm going to squash it, as they say, squash it. I got to work with this person. I need to have peace. So I'll just ignore what just happened last week. Ignore it. I set my peace, and life moves on.
Fill your mind with God.
Yes.
So you have no memory of such ugly things, ugly events. Like what happened once I think it's in the PATH train. Many people were standing, and this woman, for whatever reason, was not holding on to the bar. And guess what? When the train moved rather this way, guess what happened? She didn't fall. It's just that she stepped on my left foot big time. What'd she say? Oops! Without even looking, sorry! What do?
You change to down the street? No.
Well,
it's an accident.
Yeah, nobody liked it. But it's probably better if you hang on to something or click onto something. Monday, help my unbelief. I love number 3. It's so easy to say I believe. It's so easy. I was talking to my godson yesterday. He's an adult. When he was confirmed, I was the godfather. So he was my godson. So I told him. Because we very seldom see each other. Do you watch me on YouTube? No, I haven't chance. I'm busy. You love Jesus? I love everybody. I want to talk to you about Jesus. Do you have time? I'll let you know. I'll call you.
He's a teenager?
No, he's probably around 26, 25. You know something? It begins with the parents. We have talked about that before. If the parents, this is the bottom line of life. You cannot share what you don't have.
True.
How in the world can you share faith if you yourself do not have the faith? It's not doable.
But even then, I think it's hard with the kids sometimes.
Oh yeah.
You know, it's hard. I mean, if, like my older son, he comes to me to church, and then he goes to our meetings that we have for the Word, and he comes willingly, you know. But there's times where he would like to do other things, but he knows, like he told my husband the other day, oh, I'm mad at Mom. She goes Mondays to her class, then she takes us Wednesday, and then Saturday we go, and then Sunday we go. We're always in church. And then I said, oh, what did you say? He said, I didn't say anything. I just ignored him. I said, okay. Then I figured he would say something, and then we had to go Saturday, and he just went willingly. And I was like, oh, I'm not going to dispute it, but, you know, it's hard.
You know, in one of my Friday night Bible classes in Orlando, one family would always come with all the children. 3 different steps like this. And of course, the smaller one, you can't expect much. But the eldest one would be the first to remind the parents, it's Friday night, we need to go to Bible class. Yeah, the eldest daughter. And in my other Wednesday night Bible class, there was this, but she was the grandchild of my regular student. And again, she would be reminding her granny, it's Wednesday night, we need to go to Bible class. And what are we bringing? Because we would also have something like this on Wednesday. We would have fellowship. I have this in all my classes. The only exception is my Friday night here in Jersey. They're too old to do these things. So, anyways, our struggle to believe, really, sometimes we can have doubts ourselves. Believe this or not, even the saints have their own struggles.
That's why they became saints.
You have heard of Mother Teresa having struggles with faith. You have heard of many saints, great saints. I've told you the story of St. Philip Neri, St. Francis de Sales, St. Augustine, how he struggled with faith, St. Francis himself, St. Francis of Assisi. Many saints, great men and women, saints of that, had struggled to believe. What more of me? What more of you? But that's no excuse. We all have struggles to believe. Our ultimate intention should be Jesus Christ, no one else. Remember, there's only one name by which we can be saved. His name is Jesus Christ. There's no other name. No. Let me just go back a little bit to this mustard seed of faith. You have heard of the Jesus parable on the mustard seed, right? If your faith is as large as the mustard seed, as the size of mustard seed, you can move mountains. Wow. Imagine that. Have you seen anyone moving mountains?
No use answer.
Personally, I haven't. If you have, let me know. Which mountain was moved? Now, the reason I'm saying this is because God's generosity can never be outdone. God never refuses any grace. If you ask water from God, God will provide you water. Whatever it is you need. That's the mustard seed. God never stops giving. This reminds me of one seminarian asking the professor, when do we stop giving? Well, how come we always give? Give. When do we stop giving? And the professor said, you only stop giving when God stops giving to you.
Good answer.
Very good answer. Did you hear that? You only stop giving when God stops giving to you. Has God stopped giving anyone? We're still alive. God has not stopped giving. And something about faith is, we have said last week that leprosy is contagious, right? Last week we said that. It's a highly contagious disease. Do you know that faith is also contagious? Try it. Go along only with holy people. Chances are you'll be holy yourself. Remember in literature in high school? Who said this? Tell me who your friends are, and I'll tell you who you are.
That was just in my thought. So the same thing. If you
Remember in
hang
high
out with
school?
bad people, you become bad. And if you hang out with good people, you become good.
Birds of the same feather flock together.
Yeah.
Does that mean if you hang around with beautiful people, you'll be beautiful too?
From within, yes.
From within, yes. From outside, I cannot guarantee.
You gotta use I'd like to let you have encouraging inspiring.
Oh, yes.
It was so good. Very good. Yeah, very good.
Our work seems dead until we let Jesus work with us to raise it up. Truly. We can never do it alone. We need God. If you want to experiment it, be my guest. Talk to Jesus and tell him, I don't need you, I don't want you, leave me alone. And I'll do this. And see if you can do it. Now, last week I was pointing something quite big issue about the gospel last week. The leper started by saying, if you wish, you can make me clean. Remember last week? I told you that that's one beautiful supplication to say to God. And I'm making a point too. We cannot just keep praying for what we need and want, especially healing other people. How many requests do I get every week to pray for sick people? Oh, this happened, pray for me. This happened, pray for that person. Pray for that person, pray for that person. What if it's God's will? So when you pray, always put that either at the beginning or in the end, if it be your will. Because it's possible that God's will might be this person, this ailment will lead to that person's death. And we should be ready to accept that, because it's very possible. The leper started by saying, if you wish. And then what did Jesus say? I do will it. Be made clean. Again, if he didn't say that, maybe it's God's will that he not be healed. We don't know that. Only God knows. So Jesus is the ultimate intention. Why do bad things happen to good people? I asked that many times before. I'll ask you again tonight.
the world and stuff.
Do you agree that bad things happen to good people?
Oh, they happen to good and bad.
And good things happen to bad people too.
Yeah, there we go.
Why?